Good morning, students. Welcome to your English language class. Our topic for today's lecture is punctuation marks. The objectives for today's session are: by the end of this video, you will be able to differentiate between common punctuation marks, demonstrate an understanding of punctuation through correct usage, identify when each punctuation mark, full stop, exclamation mark, question mark, comma, and quotation marks is needed. Now, children, let us understand what is punctuation. Punctuation is the art of using the proper marks, stops, or points in the correct places in composition. We use stops or marks of punctuation to separate one sentence from another or one part of a sentence from another part. For better understanding, look at the examples. Rajan said, Meera, you have forgotten to do your homework. Rajan said, Meera, you have forgotten to do your homework. In the first sentence, the speaker is Meera, and she is addressing Rajan who has forgotten to do his homework. While in the second sentence, the speaker is Rajan, and he is addressing Meera who has forgotten to do her homework. Children, in both the sentences, the words are exactly the same, but the meanings are different. This difference is because of the use of punctuation marks, specifically the inverted commas. Let us consider another example. Avantika said the teacher is very intelligent. In this statement, teacher is the speaker and she is appreciating Avantika. Avantika said the teacher is very intelligent. In this statement, Avantika is the speaker and she is appreciating teacher. Here also words are same. The difference in meaning is because of punctuation marks. The principal stops. Full stop. You can see in the bracket how a full stop is marked. Comma, semicolon, colon, note of interrogation, note of exclamation. Now, children, let us understand the rules we need to follow while using punctuation marks. Full stop. A full stop is one of the most commonly used punctuation marks in the English language. Now, let us see what are punctuation rules which we need to follow while using full stop. The punctuation rules, mostly used at the end of a declarative sentence or a statement that is considered to be complete. Children, declarative sentence is the kind of sentence that makes a statement or declares something. Let us consider a few examples. My hobby is to play badminton. Now, children, this is a complete statement which depicts my hobby. My brother loves to swim. It is a complete statement depicting my brother's love for swim. This punctuation mark is also used following an abbreviation. Examples: Mr. White was talking with Mr. Smith. Children, Mr. is the abbreviated form of M-I-S-T-E-R, Mr. So, we always put a full stop after M-R. M.A. Master of Arts. M.A. is the abbreviated form of Master of Arts. M.P. Member of Parliament. So we put full stop after M and P. Full stops are often used in abbreviation, though they are usually omitted in modern style. We write USA instead of U.S.A, that is United States of America. Comma. A comma is used to show the difference between two separate ideas or elements within a sentence. Commas have other uses as well, as they can be used to separate numbers and write dates. Basically, it indicates the shortest pause between words. Now let us understand where to use comma in different statements. To mark off nouns, pronouns and phrases in opposition as Mr. Mathur, the principal of the school, addressed the students. In this statement, we are giving two pieces of information about Mr. Mathur. One, he is the principal of the school. Second, he addressed the students. So, these two phrases, that is the principal of school and address the students, are separated by using comma. Let us consider another example. Kalidas, the greatest Sanskrit dramatist, was illiterate. In this statement, we are telling two pieces of information about Kalidas. One, he was the greatest Sanskrit dramatist, and second, he was illiterate. So we can write both the qualities by using comma. Now let's read the sentence again. Kalidas, comma, the greatest Sanskrit dramatist, comma, was illiterate. We put a comma before and after the words that describe Kalidas. Use commas between words in a series. Notice that a comma does not follow the last word in the series. Example, he was tall, dark and handsome. Children, here we are talking about one person's traits, that he is tall, dark and he is handsome. So we have used comma to separate tall and dark. Let us consider another example. We bought apples, oranges, bananas and grapes. Children, in this statement we are talking about different types of fruits. So we used comma after apples, oranges, but we used and after bananas. To show the omission of a word, especially a verb, as I received a shield, Kailash a cup. This statement depicts that I received a shield, whereas Kailash got a cup. Here we have omitted the verb. Kailash is followed by a comma, which states that Kailash also received a cup. For better understanding, let's have another example. The husband is an Indian, the wife French. Similarly, we see in the statement that the wife is followed by comma and verb is missing. Comma depicts that the wife is French. Use the comma to set off the words yes and no. Children, if you are using yes or no in a statement, put a comma after yes and no. Let us take example. No, thank you. Children, we have put a comma after no. Yes, she is a good girl. Similarly, yes, she is a good girl. We will write a comma after yes. Now let's proceed to the next rule. Use a comma to set off a tag question from the rest of the sentence. Example, she is your sister, isn't she? Now here in this statement, isn't she is a question tag. In order to separate question tag from main sentence, we will write comma before the question tag. Look at the second example. She can work hard, can't she? So we have placed the comma before the question tag, can't she? Let us proceed to the next slide. Use a comma to indicate direct address. Example, Doctor, the patient is serious. Here in this statement, we are directly addressing the doctor. So the word doctor is followed by a comma. Mayank, come here. Similarly, Mayank is directly addressed, so it is followed by a comma. To mark off a direct quotation from the rest of the sentence as Rima said to us, wait and watch. In this statement, we are quoting the words of Rima, so we will put a comma before the exact words spoken by her, and the quoted words will be written within inverted commas. Look at the next example. Go then, said the ant, and dance winter away. In this statement, the exact words of ant are go then and dance winter away. These quoted words are separated from the rest of the statement by using commas. Add a comma when a participle phrase is used. Example, walking slowly, I could see the beautiful flowers. In this statement, walking slowly is a participle phrase, so we will place comma after it. Determined to take revenge, the boy approached his enemy. Again, determined to take revenge is a participle phrase, so we have used a comma. Use a comma to separate parts of the date. Example, Tuesday, May 2, 2016 was when I graduated. Children, here we have separated the parts of the date. It is written like Tuesday, comma, May 2, comma, 2016, comma. The earthquake of January 26, 1999. Similarly, we have separated the parts of the date January 26, 1999 before certain coordinate conjunctions as to act thus is not wisdom but sheer foolishness. The coordinate conjunction used here is but, so we have used comma before the word but. Similarly, comma is placed to separate short coordinate clauses of a compound sentence as the rains descended and the floods came. In this sentence, we have coordinate conjunction and the two clauses, the rains descended, the floods came, are separated by using a comma. To separate a subordinate adverb clause from its principal clause as time went on, the wounds healed up. The statement can be divided into two clauses. As time went on is a subordinate adverb clause and the principal clause is the wounds healed up. So children, we have separated a subordinate adverb clause with a comma from the principal clause. Look at the second example. If you have a watch, please tell me the time. Children, in this statement, if you have a watch is a subordinate adverb clause and it is separated with a comma from the principal clause. Please tell me the time. Now let us see further. Before and after words, phrases or clauses inserted into the body of a sentence as he did not, however, pass the entrance examination. The statement he did not pass the entrance examination is complete in itself. The word however has been added in the statement, so it should be separated by using comma before and after the word. Money is, after all, the most important thing nowadays. Similarly, the phrase after all is separated by using comma. His behavior, to say the least, was extremely objectionable. In this statement, To say the least is the clause that is added in the statement. So it is separated from the rest of the sentence by using comma. Semicolon. A semicolon is used to separate two independent clauses while still demonstrating that a close relationship exists between them. The semicolon does a better job of showing the connection between two statements than a full stop would. Look at the examples for better understanding. My daughter is a teacher. My son is a doctor. Here, in this statement, my daughter is a teacher depicts one complete independent clause, and my son is a doctor, another complete clause. But they are brother and sister in close relationship, so we have used semicolon to separate the two clauses. Richard always slept with the lights on. He was afraid of the dark. Here in this statement, we are giving reason why Richard kept lights on while sleeping. So we have used semicolon. The semicolon marks are greater pause than that indicated by a comma. It is used to separate coordinate clauses if they are joined by such conjunctions as and, but, for, or, neither, therefore, else, otherwise. I have no education, therefore I cannot get a job. Help him now, otherwise he will be ruined. Semicolon has been used before therefore and otherwise. To separate clauses for the sake of emphasis as she wants money to spend, friends to talk, a car to drive about, a nice house to live in. Children, all these are different clauses separated by semicolon because we wish to emphasize why she wants money, friends, a car, and a house. To separate a series of loosely connected clauses as today we love what tomorrow we hate. Today we seek what tomorrow we shun. Today we desire what tomorrow we fear. Now we have three separate clauses that are joined by using semicolon. They are loosely connected as they are referring present and past time. To separate the clauses of compound sentences when they contain commas as he was a kind, large-hearted man and we all honored him. Children, now here in this statement, he was kind, large-hearted man and we all honored him are two independent clauses. So they have been joined by using coordinate conjunction and with a semicolon. Colon. A colon is a fairly common punctuation mark with a varied number of uses. It can be used to introduce a quotation, an example, a series, or even an explanation. The colon shows a shorter pause than a full stop, but a longer pause than a semicolon. To introduce a quotation or speech as we all know the proverb, time and tide wait for none. Bacon says, reading makes a full man, writing an exact man, speaking a ready man. In both the examples, we have used colon before the proverb and quotation. Before examples enumerations, and explanations as some of the important towns of India are Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, and Chennai. Here we are talking about the important towns of India. So we have used colon before beginning with the names of states. The Hindustan Times says 17 killed, 60 wounded, and 50 arrested during Gujarat riots. So we have used colon before the enumerations. To separate two sentences when one is used to explain something in connection with the other, as study to acquire a habit of thinking. No study than that is more important. In the first sentence, why to study to acquire a habit of thinking? The reason is no study than that is more important. I can't eat the rice. It is underboiled. So, one statement is used to explain another statement. Why can't I eat the rice? Yes, the reason is it is underboiled. So, it is underboiled explains why I can't eat the rice. So, we have used colon. To separate two contrasted sentences as to err is human, to forgive divine. All people commit sins and make mistakes. God forgives them and people are acting in godlike way when they forgive. So, children, the contrasted statement have been joined by using colon. Man proposes, God disposes. It means people make plans. God will determine how things will turn out. Again, contrasted statements have been joined by using colon. Exclamation mark. An exclamation mark is used to show emphasis. It is used after interjections. Interjections are words that express a strong emotion. It expresses emotion of joy, sorrow, excitement, pain, sadness, and so on. Let us take few examples. Hooray! Alas! After interjections, we have put a sign of exclamation. It can be used in the middle of a sentence or at the end of a sentence. When used at the end of a sentence, it also takes on the role of a full stop. We often use an exclamation mark to show strong emotion or give a command. Examples: stop. Yeah, children, here we have used exclamation after stop and yeah because these words depict strong emotion. Sit down. It expresses command. So we have used exclamation after sit down. What a lovely view you have here. Children, here in this sentence we have used the exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. So it is taking on the role of a full stop as well. That's fantastic. Johnny, don't touch that. Similarly, that's fantastic. Johnny, don't touch that. We have used exclamation mark at the end of the statement. It is also used in place of a comma after vocative when it is emphatic. Children, vocative means when we are addressing someone. Let us take example. Rascal, you are the one who cheated me. Here we are using the word rascal to address someone. The use of exclamation mark puts emphasis on the word rascal.
This brings us to the end of today's session.
Children, homework for today is revise the rules and solve the exercises given to you in your SNAP homework. Thank you.